6 problems you will have if you are too smart. Contrary to what most people believe, having a privileged brain can imply great social disadvantages. It is said that having a good head helps you to do better in life, to achieve more academic and work success, and to have interesting points of view on any subject. Far from the topic, the daily life of people who achieve high scores in tests to measure IQ is usually even more complicated than the rest. There are famous cases of gifted children in which significant frustration is detected, caused, above all, by a system that does not allow them to develop the intellectual potential that they sometimes exhibit. As adults, things are not simpler, or are they different in their essence. People who discover their intelligence early don't usually try hard and don't develop a work ethic. On several occasions, some psychologists have begun to question whether intelligence is not sometimes a real sentence rather than a gift. We collect some of the most suggestive thoughts to make up these 6 negative aspects that the owners of a privileged mind can carry like a scourge. Number 1. They do not know how to value sacrifice well. It is a phenomenon that happens to many young people. After a brilliant academic life, one arrives at a world of work in which one has to work the 8 hours of rigor, yes or yes, no matter how gifted one may be. The shock is hard if we take into account that many of these subjects have managed to get ahead in life, spending less energy than the rest. The best is automatically expected of you, no matter what. You have no one to talk to about your weaknesses. Intelligence becomes a problem when those who discover it soon realize they don't have to work hard to maintain and develop a work ethic. Number 2. They are expected to do everything right. Whoever does not show a special ability for anything in particular cannot disappoint others either. On the contrary, whoever has shown a special talent in certain circumstances will generate expectations that will need to be met from that moment on. This causes the most intelligent people to feel that they carry more weight on their heads. The best is automatically expected of you, no matter what. You have no one to talk to about your weaknesses and insecurities. Number 3. Conversations can be awkward. When someone especially sharp hears wrong or inaccurate data, they sometimes cannot restrain the urge to correct others. Being intelligent does not have to translate into having a special sensitivity, and that leads to other people feeling particularly offended if they are continually made to see their mistakes. Subjects who rationalize too much also tend to be people with little initiative. When you correct people every time, there comes a point where they stop meeting you or even talking to you. Number 4. They tend to rationalize. Reason. Expose reasons to explain or demonstrate something. Rationalize. Reduce to rational norms or concepts. When one has strong logical skills, it is normal for everything to pass through the sieve of their reasoning ability, simplifying things with the strategy and ignoring other more intuitive or sentimental aspects as essential or more so than the first. Being too locked up in one's own mind can generate a true brain labyrinth with no way out. For this reason, subjects who rationalize too much also tend to be people with little initiative, an excessive interpretation of the possible ramifications of your decisions, especially the tendency to overanalyze their consequences, can lead to a decision never being taken. Number 5. They know that they don't know. When you have a broad perspective of the complexity of things, you realize that knowledge is sometimes overwhelming, which leads intelligent people to feel small, insecure, and never fully adapted to their environment. According to the classic study by Justin Kruger and David Dunning, the less one knows about a given field, the more one tends to overestimate cognitive abilities. The same rule is valid if you turn it around. Number 6. They think things instead of feeling them. Those who are used to reflecting too much on their own affective experience may not live it fully. Especially intelligent people tend to have a wide lexicon that helps them describe and express to others the nuances and shades of gray of a complex state of mind, whether their own or someone else. Having that ability is no relief. This is a very common problem for smart people, especially those who have a lot of verbal skills. They use words as a smokescreen, which works most efficiently when the terms used are very authentic. People with fewer capacities in the sense tend to vent through the physical. They scream, hit, kick, run, cry, dance, jump for joy. I limit myself to explaining. And when I'm done telling it all, that stays with me. Only now it's like I've put a label on it. At this point, it is very possible that more than one might think that being very intelligent is little more than a pathology. It is not true. We should not see it this way. What we owe before this series of data is to reflect. The gifted child who spends his school life undetected will develop little academic interest and will live in personal isolation, where other types of problems such as anxiety disorders or depression may appear. On the other hand, the WHO itself warns us of the following. IQ cannot be used solely as a diagnosis of giftedness. Because intelligence cannot be understood without the emotional part, without its hypersensitivity, hyperesthesia, hyperemotivity, hypermaturity, hyperstimulation, without its arborescent thinking and its speed of thought. Being very intelligent can mean living in a very complex private corner where emotions and thoughts are chaotic, deep and very intense. Our role as fathers, mothers, educators, or psychologists is therefore to offer them appropriate strategies to find calm and balance, so that they can reach their full potential and, of course, happiness. Grossman's idea has a stronger scientific basis than it may seem at first. If one looks at the definition of wisdom, many people agree that it is the ability to make decisions impartially, says the scientist. In one of his studies, Grossman found that those with better results in tests of wisdom also had greater satisfaction with life, better quality in their relationships, and lower levels of anxiety. Greater reasoning ability even seems to lead to longer lives. But Grossman discovered that all of these qualities had nothing to do with IQ. Very intelligent people tend to generate arguments to support their reasoning very quickly, but they tend to do so in a very biased way, he says. In any case, it seems that wisdom is not so determined independently by our IQ. I'm a firm believer that wisdom can be trained, says Grossman. With any luck, intelligence won't get in the way. And these are 6 problems you will have if you are too smart. And you, how many of them do you have? Leave us your opinion in the comments. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Beautiful Minds for more interesting videos. See you soon.